shuttle land coming to you live. You may not make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see all the other episodes of my tips and tricks for this particular. I'm going to be giving you a couple more tips. So tip number one is to actually find a nice position to start on the map. Okay, so in my previous episodes I had to build massive pipelines that consumed tens of thousands of millions of resources unnecessarily. Okay, so coming to you live with a fix to that is actually scanning properly and even restarting if you have to get the right stuff organized. So at the moment I've settled in my spaceship over there, my shuttle's sitting there, it's pretty cool, setting up a concrete extractor over there to actually start mining concrete. Okay, I'm going to send my actual transport over here to start scanning for concrete as well while I scan this anomaly down here, as you see. So those anomalies, those keys and different question marks around the map and that sort of thing in that little blue and yellow box are actually research. So starting near 4 anomalies here with the landing. Okay, so I'm going to put a universal pad here so they can start dropping supplies down and start scanning different sectors ahead. So as you see, settled into quite a resource abundant area here. There's concrete, plenty of water, massive amounts of metals and that down there. So things are looking great as I scan into my metals over here to go with my concrete. So actually loading up from the ship down there, you see my robots moving around, gathering up all the supplies to drop onto that universal depot I put off. So at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm just linking up a little bit of power to it. So I've got a Stirling generator there, luckily. Okay, so those things are pretty sick.
Anomaly analyzed.
So
Milestone achieved.
As you see, it opens up and starts producing electricity. Okay, so they're actually building its first cable there at the moment to the concrete factory to get that working. Scanning this anomaly over here at the moment. So I've got a few new techs available for research, so that's pretty epic. Okay, I might go in and see what they are under research actually. I've got to set up my research properly. Here we go, we've got physics, robotics, physics, then engineering, then biotech, then robotics. That looks pretty good to me. There is quite a big social bundle down there as well. I'm looking for some breakthroughs, okay, as well, so you can find them in anomalies around the map. So that's my tip number 2, is to always search for anomalies. Okay, if you on robotics here, generate 100 per day for each RC Explorer vehicle. Multiple vehicles result in collaboration and losses. Okay, so that sounds pretty good to me at the moment. I'm thinking about doing that. I think I'll do that once I get a base done on the research there. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this now. Scanning that anomaly over there, and as you see, my concrete factory over here, above my head there, is actually beginning to grind into the land there. Grinding it into a pulp to produce concrete. So I've built up a couple of other little batteries over here that I can start to store my power in if I create excessive power. So I'm going to build a large solar panel. Those things only work for the daytime. They are solar, of course, so they do tuck back down at night time, but they do provide quite a nice little charge for those batteries I put in there. So I might even chuck a couple more batteries in there so they never run out of power later. But at the moment I've got to put some waste rock over here, so it's telling me I need to put some waste rock near the concrete facility so that they can actually start up their own little dump. Okay, so I'm going to the dumping site. I'm going to place
Anomaly
this down
analyzed.
just there near where the cement grinder gets its stuff. Okay, so new techs are available for research. We've scanned a new anomaly again, so that is speeding up our research, as I said. So I think there's 4 anomalies in this area. I might have to get the scanner back over to the other couple. Okay, so I see a research beacon down there as well as a question mark. So I think I better go over here to this question mark. I've still got just over half battery left on this robot. When they do start to run a little bit short, I've got to actually go over and resupply their battery on the power grid, okay? So just on that power cable that I've built between the Stirling generator and the concrete extractor over there, as I go over here and start laying into that rock and mining it, okay? So building a little recharge station here for my drones, as well as a sensor tower. Now these sensor towers actually speed up my exploration of the map. I've worked out over time here, so that'll actually help me to explore the terrain pretty nicely, okay? So as you see, that particular robot over there is busy sucking up rock. This one over here is busy getting more rock. This particular sensor tower is scanning the area with the power generated from the solar or the Stirling generator that I put in earlier, okay? So that's how you get the basic setup going. Next up, we are going to want to tap into water. Okay, I'm thinking about putting my dome just where I'm pointing there, so I don't want to build too much through that area. So I might run a cable around the side to link it up over here.
Breakthrough
Next to
discovered.
some water over here, okay? So the settlers who are going to colonize our first dome are actually from Earth, so they will need air, water, and electricity, okay? So the dome itself will be set up. Yeah, I'm going to run a power cable right around the back of where I've landed here on the spaceship, so it doesn't get in the way of the dome that I'm going to build later, and link up a straight cable straight up here into the power supply of that particular water generator. I'll be running an actual water pipe over there as well. For now though, I'm immediately going to start setting up a dome after I build a little bit more power, because it says I don't have enough power at the moment. So I do want a couple more batteries, and I'm probably going to place 3 of those Stirling generators around the place. So I might go 3 or 4 more, maybe 3 more Stirling generators if I'm lucky. Okay. I'm thinking about calling in another spaceship to get some more resources that I may need to construct the dome, such as polymers and so on. We don't normally start with many of these particular ones. As I can see, I've only got 11 polymers, 9 electronics, 11 machine parts. We've got 84 metals, okay, and I am collecting more of those at the moment, as you've seen. I'm able to drop them off on the supply pad, but I'm putting up the dome, set on the power grid right there, okay, just near where all of the supplies are. So that's tip number 3 today, is always build the dome near the supplies so the robots can just simply move back and forward instead of having to navigate across the whole map. Because when you build power cables across long distances, they can get a little bit confused, I've noticed, so you need to be setting up all sorts of different things. As you see here though, I'm quite busy. I'm linking the water pipe into the water extractor that I've built that will provide
Sector
water
scanned.
to the people of Earth as they arrive inside of that dome there. So at the moment I'm building up a Moxie air purifier. It actually converts the Martian air into human-based oxygen, and building a couple of air tanks there to store it in for the humans who come from Earth, okay? So I'm going to be setting up inside of that dome. I am actually getting the robots to set up outside of the dome at the moment. So building up a water tower there on Mars, okay? So I'll run down some water straight into that thing and start storing it there. I think I need a couple of them. They're going to be quite thirsty if I only have one water tower, so I'll need, yeah, probably about 3 or 4 of them. I'd love to see water lined up and air lined up outside of the dome. So getting the robots to work very thoroughly here at the moment, and building a pipe around this area here. So deconstructing that little bit of excess pipe I built there, so I can run that water pipe straight along the main power cable, keeping it nice and tidy, okay? So that way I know where to look and where I can connect things and where I can't. So most things do need water and electricity to operate properly. So setting up a couple more water towers here, so that way the people of Earth won't be going hungry as they settle into their new Mars dome there, okay? So okay, so I'm just scrolling around to check that everything's running according to plan. Okay, there are quite a few dust storms on Mars to be careful of, as well as some meteor showers, okay? So they could take out any of these grids of power or water at any time, so it's always good to build a little bit spread out, so that way if they do hit, they may not take out all the power at once, giving the robots time to repair it. In the previous episodes, I've actually had the survivors suffocate inside of the dome and all sorts of other further complications. So, as I said, if you are new to the channel, make sure you do go ahead and check out all of those ones as well. Okay, so as you see, the robots have successfully constructed all of this here, and I'm running a separate part, and I'll probably run a power cable around the back of this as well, just to make sure everything's connected up. Then I'll be able to rid that up and build more buildings over there as well. So we're going to run a power cable on top of that as well for later reference, so that way when I expand and need more different things, as you'll see, I'll know where to link them into. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, the tip number 5, I think I'm up to now, would be actually setting the dome up appropriately near all of your actual main power grids and that sort of thing. So they will actually need some sort of commander, and the dome is a commander, okay? So the other commanders in the game have less of a radius and seem less more effective, okay? So the dome is a pretty good one, okay? So getting the robots out here to charge up on the power grid over here at the moment. As you see, that one was running a little bit low on battery, the Explorer. That's the one that actually finds our anomalies. So that particular robot, I'll be sending that down to do a little bit more research.
Sector scanned.
Mountains over there on Mars, okay? So as you see, I've tapped into a couple of different water supplies around the area here. I will be looking for more resources. So I've just noticed Sector B3 has no resources. That's a bit tragic. I was thinking I could maybe move into one of those areas. So I'm going to set up around the base.
Resources are low.
Maybe to the right later as well, but just down here for now, okay? So I am in the left side of the map at the moment on Mars, and as you see, quite a nice setup. I am running low on polymers, so I'm going to call in another space shuttle early on. Okay, I'll land that over the other side of all of those power reactors, I think, for now. Maybe near the dome, actually, so that way when I build the dome, they can use all the resources. So I'll get a lot of polymers. I think I might need a couple of machine parts and electronics for different constructions inside the dome as well, if I remember correctly from previous episodes. So, as you see, down to 23,880 million at the moment, nearly at the start of the game here. I haven't called in anything, so this is my first calling out of a space shuttle. They do cost quite a bit. So I guess tip number 6 is to be sparing with those and get what you need when you call them out, so that you don't run short on anything else, okay? So we do have concrete and metals around the base that we can use to help us construct this particular dome. I am going to put one Stirling generator in there as well, so that way I can quickly build up one more of those, okay? So I'm going to launch that, and I'm going to land it near the dome on the other side, or maybe near the other spaceship for all it matters, because I'm trying to keep a nice little compact base going out there at the moment. So as I look here at this particular air vaporizer, things look pretty good.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed.
So they are looking a bit dusty, some of the buildings, just to make sure we don't have any power outages and water outages and so forth. So as you can see, quite an operation. I've built up quite quickly. I've gained 1,250 anomaly research points there to go towards research from scanning that last of the actual south of the base. Okay, so
sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Around here, I found another anomaly in a new sector, which is handy. So it was very good to scan that area. You do need to scan them to find these particular things. Gonna give him a quick charge. So it's good having that power cable running around the whole exterior of the main setup of our base there. As you can see, we can gridlock that up for miles as well, so it's looking pretty good as we stretch out and start mining in Mars later, okay? So at the moment though, I think I'll actually wait until this space shuttle's ready to return. It's actually refueling the original space shuttle that landed. I'm thinking about landing the next one there. but it will be quite a while before that one goes away. So I'll probably just land it, I don't know, a little, like fairly close to the space shuttle, but not too far away, until it refuels. They need to get to 100% refueling to actually have enough fuel to make it back to Earth, okay? So that's where you send them back to, okay? So scanning over these particular
Anomaly
environments, it's
analyzed.
getting dark here on Mars at the moment. I've gained another 1250, I think, and got a new tech here. So as you can see, I've actually got a low G turbines, which is a wind turbine upgrade. Those are really sick. I like them a lot. I think I'll be going with the low G wind turbines as my third or fourth research there, and just checking out subsurface heating as well. So that'll be keeping the Earthlings at a constant degrees of, I think it's 24 degrees Celsius. But Mars has an average surface temperature, it says here, of minus 55 degrees Celsius, with inclinations to fall well beneath minus 130. So that's got 1,500 research cost. So I'm going to go ahead and blaze that one up. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that for now and get back to the game here. So as you can see, I've got it fully sped up. The robots are quite busy getting around, maintaining, repairing, and now I'm going to have them actually building into the dome.
Sector
So
scanned.
my next rocket's nearly ready to arrive there. At the moment, I'm going to build up a couple more of these sensor towers. So a little grid of them over here. These don't need to be connected to the power line. I've actually done some research, so these ones can just sit over here. I'm going to put up a little cluster of them, maybe 6 of those over there. Okay, so we've got 7 sensor towers out now, scanning the surface of Mars while we build up the rest of our base here. So I'm going to zoom into the actual dome here and start building that up as soon as my next spaceship arrives. So that's ready to call in now, and that's got all the resources we need to fully construct the spaceship over there. So I'm going to land that very close to here. Actually, I think I'll go up a little bit. Yeah, just up. Yeah, there. Out of the way of the grid a little bit, but still in contact with the dome almost. So yeah, very close to the dome. As we call in these, you'll notice robots will start to surge over for the parts that we need to build the dome. Okay, so they have been waiting for polymer and probably different elements. I can't remember exactly what the dome's composed of. I'll have a close look next time. As I put up a universal depot over here and here to save them the walk of going all the way back to
Sector
those
scanned.
there. As you see, a few buildings are just slightly outside of the sector of this dome here. So I noticed the concrete extractor and a couple of solar panels aren't quite in this command radius. So the other commanders are actually the spaceships. So I'm going to leave the spaceship there, okay, for now at least. I was going to send it back to Earth. I'm glad I didn't, because let me click on the other spaceship quickly. The other one. And let me try and work out these PlayStation controls. Here we go. The other spaceship. Okay. So as you see, that one's still got lots of resources in it and has quite a large area, so it does actually include the concrete extractor anyway, so I could send the other shuttle back, okay, once it does refuel. Bit of auto-saving going on here at the moment. It looks like I'm reaching some sort of milestone in the game, which is always nice, okay. So a couple of space shuttles have landed here on Mars to help us set up as we build the dome here, okay. So you mount onto unit, come into your lab, showing you how to build up this base properly, okay, once and for all, okay. So the concrete extractor's going pretty nicely there. I'm thinking about putting another concrete extractor up because there's still quite a bit of concrete outside of the range. It's always good to have a couple of them going. I would like to lay it near the other one, so that way I can, it's going to have to go around the other side, I've just noticed. So I'm going to have to build a power cable around the other side, unless I quickly salvage this particular side. Don't think salvaging is going to get rid of all of it, but it may, so let's see how that goes as I try to link this in. Okay, that seems to work nicely. I'm going to chuck it there, and I might chuck one around the other side as well, laying it on a different angle to take full advantage of that particular area. Although these other buildings I need to build first, so let me go and chuck up another dumping site since I'll be going overtime there. Now I need to link this one into the power supply as well, so I may have to remove that other dumping site yet. I'll just wait and see how that goes. As you see, taking full advantage of this concrete massive amount that's laying near the base here. Okay, so very resource rich area. As you see, the robot's quite busy. I'm going to build a couple of concrete depots, not too close to them, but more near the spaceship there, so that'll keep them nice and busy as they come to pick up all of the different concrete, okay? So running
Sector
this cable
scanned.
and back here to link up all of that, so that should just
Research
be within the radius
complete.
of our command center, at least the other spaceship for now, so I think I'll leave them two here for now as I expand around. So I think, yep, mining all of that concrete just put us out. Okay, but that's all good. Let me check if there's another anomaly. And I see I've got research complete, magnetic filtering. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that does at this point. Let me go and have a look at that. Okay, so quite an advanced game, as you can see. Quite a bit to even learn for people playing it quite a few times here. So this one actually upgrades our Moxie, which is used for oxygen production. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the button on that one next as soon as I've got room for it, but for now I'll leave that off, okay? So I do want to get through all of the research that I've specified there in that order. Okay, now I'm going to start setting up inside the dome and getting ready for the Earthling. I'm going to start with a hydroponic farm in the corner as soon as they build these concrete extractors, and then I'm going to put up all sorts of electronic shops and let's see, a whole host of other different buildings over there. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to put in as they build these concrete extractors. So having a massive amount of concrete around the side of the base, I'm thinking about putting up a concrete depot over here somewhere so that they can just start dumping concrete straight onto a specific concrete depot, because I mean it's quite obvious how much we have there, and it's quite close to the dome too, so the robots will simply be able to walk over there. Yeah, I think I'll put it there actually. Yeah, I was just thinking, maybe I shouldn't put it there. Maybe I should put it like over the other side near the dome a bit more, but yeah, I think I'll go there. It looks pretty good to me. Okay, so as you see, constructing the dome out of those materials now, the robot arm is really hectically busy out there.
Milestone
one
achieved.
complete bubble. Okay, so it suggests building a living quarters. Okay, so I'm going to build that first. Although I would like a little bit more research done on that. I will be building a hydroponic farm first, as I said, because there are specialists from Earth that really crave being botanists. Okay, so one thing they really miss is having plant gardens and being able to grow their own food. Okay, so putting a
Vehicle
couple of
battery
hours
low.
of hydroponic farming over there. Okay, I better check on my low battery vehicle. I may have sent out an explorer that I've lost. Let me see, it's this one here. It's just been sitting there too long. So sending him to the power grid to sit around that. Okay, make sure he gets that full battery, and as you see, charging up there. Okay, I see another one of my anomaly explorers over here. I'm going to send him back to the power grid as well.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to scan.
Okay, there's a lot of water in the new sector. Okay, 11,000 water and 18 metal. So not much metal, but a ton of water. I do have a ton of water in this sector anyway. This one here has more water than the whole new sector. So 12,000 in that one and 10,000 in that. So the Earthlings are pretty much good for water for the next century over here by the looks of this anyway. So I'm constructing up these hydroponic farms here to give them earth-based foods and that sort of thing. I'm going to put up a living quarters or apartments. Let me think. I think I'll go with apartments. They're probably pretty good research I've got done.
Resources are
Be able to fit
low.
more people in those. So I'll put 2 apartment blocks in, so I can have quite a full dome here. And then I'm going to leave the other half for actually building stuff that they might enjoy. I think I'll also have a research lab. I might build 2 of those. Oh, actually, no, 1 will do. 1 research lab. I'll build them an electronics store. A grocer. They better have a grocer so they can go and buy vegetables and fresh food. I'll try and put that there, and then I'll build like a casino, I think, from... I think I'll have a casino instead of a bar, because sometimes in my old videos, the people seem to go a little bit funny sometimes and alcoholics, so I'm going to put a casino in. If I can fit a bar, I will, but let me have a look and see if I can actually fit that in there for them. I do need a hospital, that's for sure, so I'll pop that down there. Let's see what else we got here. Security station. Okay, so that'll actually counter crime. I'm not sure if we really need a security station. I haven't seen much crime in the old ones. I'll put an electronics store in as well as an art workshop, I think. So that way they've got plenty of things to do. I might also try and put a park in for them. See if I can fit this in here. There we go. Okay, so that'll keep it right. I think I'll go with a, let's see, a lake maybe? I think I'd really like a lake. If I can fit one in here. I doubt I'll have room. Let's see if I can put a... Oh, beautiful. Okay, a lake. Fine. So that's got a few trees. That's a park and a lake. Throw a statue in over... Oh, actually, maybe I could fit something else there. Let me see. I think, let me see what else I can fit there. Something useful for them. Maybe a... let's see, maybe a security station in case they try and rob the electronics store or something like that in the game, okay? I'll put a security station there for them to keep them in order. I mean, they've got a pretty nice setup there. It looks fairly nicely terraformed, I'd call it, as they actually blend in there. So putting a fountain here, or a statue.
Resources are low.
There. Okay. Looks like I've got a little low on resources. The metals have hit me. I may need to pull out a space shuttle for metals. They are quite heavy. I don't really like pulling them out very much, but I do know I've got some metals around the base here, so I'm going to go and grab them. Okay, to keep supplied up on them. Okay, so I did have a little bit of a power issue. Once I hit these metals, I think I'll nearly be out, so I might have to call in a spaceship with metals in it. I'll just see how that goes for now, though. So as you see, the robots are quite busy at the moment. They're using what materials they have to build what they can. So they're constructing this first apartment block here. Looks pretty sick. It's got a few nice balconies. If they keep that lake down there clean, they can go and swim in that. That does take up a whole block, except for the little couple of little trees that are made for the park and that. So, you know, it does look quite realistic actually, the schematics of this. As I zoom into the dome here, you'll notice that they're really setting up exactly what they need the robots to build that, okay? So it's saying that when I'm ready I can invite passenger rockets, okay? So I was planning on actually mining some metal and that sort of thing. Metal does give me money every day, so I'm going to search around what I've discovered in the local sectors while I get this metal over here to see if I can find any metal deposits, okay? So I'm going
Research
to keep
complete.
going. Okay, I'm going to scan the whole right-hand side of the base. Oh, actually, let me scan down the bottom here. Down the bottom. I might scan one to the right of our base, just right next to it there. And then up one, maybe next, and down one the time after or something like that. Okay? As them sensors keep busy. So I've just found research complete drone swarm. Okay? So now the drones will be swarming and really busy as you see them flying around the base there from a view. I'll zoom in a little bit to give you a look at what they're up to. Okay. They're quite busy loading up with all the materials they need and so forth, okay? So, as I see here, this one's stopped doing its thing. I'll be getting that back over to drop off some fresh metal for them, okay? So I'll drop that off on a universal pad over here, so the robots can access that, okay? So that's what those supply depots are for. Okay, and I usually build universal ones and unload on them lately. It just seems a little bit quicker. I know I was isolating them up and that in some of my older videos, but I've actually changed my mind on the universal depot. I think it's a good thing after all, being able to load whatever I want onto it, okay? As you can see, we're milking the resources of Mars here to supply power to the dome. The dome's looking quite well constructed. Hitting an autosave here. Okay, I need one more electronics for this research lab up here. Pretty sure I've got electronics laying around there, but let's see if the robots can find them. As I repair a little bit of this stuff, that costs polymer and stuff as well, so those polymers that I bring in on those spaceships are quite important to building up most of the things in this game, as well as metal. So I'd better go and check on my metal guy after I, recharge the power supply over there and make sure they're all fixing up all of those things and repairing them with the R2 and right buttons on the PlayStation there. So, making my way over here with the RC transport to find even more metal, okay? I'm looking around for metal, I can't seem to locate much. I'm going to drop this off first. Sending it over there to keep the robots quite busy. So as you see, we actually don't have a low metal supply at the moment. We've got an electronics, concrete, and
anomaly found.
So we do have plenty of resources just laying around the dome here that I'm sure they can tap into. Now, as you see, quite a busy swarm drone army getting around here to build up this particular dome. So we've got 2 apartments built. What else is built over here? Let me see. They've built up the 2 hydroponic farms. We've also built up, what's this? It's a research lab, okay, so it looks pretty advanced. I wasn't sure what it was. They've also built up the grocer store down there. I'm going to check on my research, add transportation and load G drives to the robotics. I think I'll leave the transportation off, load G drives sound like the go. And these could be perfect too. Hygroscopic evaporators, so moisture evaporator upgrade. Okay, water production increased by 50%. Okay, so gonna roll that. Excuse me. As I zoom out here. Okay, it says I don't have enough workers, so they're quite busy. I'm gonna call out another space shuttle here soon for any extra resources they need to. So getting into that now, it's called a cargo rocket. I'm gonna need metals, I think. And I'm gonna need polymers, machine parts and electronics again. And that's all I'm gonna call out on this one. It's gonna be a full supply drop. So that way we can build the colony to get the Earthlings in, okay? So that'll be the main objective, is setting up at least one dome and getting them happy in there, okay? Yeah. Once I show you how to build up the first dome, you'll be able to go ahead and apply that to the second and third domes anyway. So this is essentially how you get the robots started. That's why I decided to do it from the beginning again for you. Okay, so continuing on here, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and launch that. I'm not buying a rocket, I'm pressing square to launch that one. Okay, so that'll take a little while to fly over from Earth. As you see, it's slowly going up by percentage down there, from 1% all the way to 100%. Okay. So these concrete extractors are hoeing into the turf of Mars out here. They are pretty tight.
We have a power shortage.
Out there. With no power. Okay, have we been hit by a meteor, or did I just forget to build too many power generators? I better go and check. Maybe there's a couple not working, but I do have some new wind turbines and Sterling generators to pop up here. So I might chuck up a whole row of wind turbines to keep them happy inside the dome. So it does use quite a bit of power. I am trying to get this done as quickly as I can so I can get the Earthlings in. Okay, so I need more power. I'm going to actually build up some more wind turbines as well. Okay, just to keep them happy in there. There is a little bit of research I've put into these wind turbines. I'm not sure if it's finished yet, but they are pretty awesome. They do rely on the actual winds.
We have a power shortage.
So I need some power batteries to go with them, as there's not always wind, okay, and they do store it as well. So I'll run some power batteries around the side of the base as well. So as you see, quite a complex power supply. Now I need power batteries. So I'm going to need more, probably about 5 batteries. Making sure I place these on the power grid here. So some of them, you've got to actually line them up properly, so to speak, so they go into the power grid. So I'm putting them up. I need batteries too, to store all of the wind. So they're called power accumulators. Clicking on that one, popping up as many of them around the base as I
Sector
can,
scanned.
in different areas, as you see here. So that way, if there is a meteor shower and it does take a couple of them down, I've got a nice reserve storage supply going over there. That should do. That's plenty. Okay, so giving it quite a spanking, the power. So as you see, the robots are going to be quite busy building that. We've also completed the electronics store and the casino, I think it is, over there in the dome at the moment. Actually, just the casino, as well as the hospital, added on to earlier. Okay, so they haven't started the lake yet either. Pulling in the space shuttle. I think
we have a power shortage.
I think I'll call it in over near the sensors, actually, near the dome a little bit. So I'll pop a universal depot right down next to the dome there and land it just there. Then they'll come in and just start unloading straight onto the universal depot. So pausing time there to actually add up the universal depot in time there. As you see before it arrives, I'll put 2 there. That'll be plenty. Okay, they'll go ahead and fill them up with any excess. Okay, so as you see, they'll be quite busy now. There should be all the supplies that they really need to construct all of this dome. Okay, so they've actually completed the lake now. As you see, it's looking pretty cool. They can sit around the lake. Got some nice little space-looking benches there with some trees. Okay, so zooming back out here and having a look at the robots in action here. Okay, so they're on the move. They're grabbing concrete from over there.
Research complete.
They're moving it around. I've actually got a lab from Mars. Research complete over here at the moment. And I'm upgrading these power accumulators so they actually produce more power. They actually store more power here. Okay, so changing priority on a couple of these different things and requesting maintenance. Okay, to get all of these first setup that we built to build the dome, all operational again, okay? So there's quite the damage the concrete excavators have done on the land over here. They're full at the moment, so they need unloading to work again. That's why the robots are so busy. Okay, they're also making quite a mess, so I'm going to pop
Sector
another dumping
scanned.
ground over here. Okay, I better check on that research soon, I'm starting to think as well, that live from Mars research, and see what that's all about. Okay, it looks like I've actually unlocked something down here. Okay, more applicants will start to appear on Earth. That could be a benefit, okay, but at the moment, we're pretty happy with how things are going. We just need to build it up so they can arrive, okay? So, getting out of this, oh, what's this one? Allows the clearing of salvage and destroyed buildings. Okay, that's always handy, but I'm not going to spend 1,000 research on that. I'm just going to build carefully, okay? So that's what that's all about, okay? So I'm going to go out and keep scanning sectors to try to find more stuff to research soon. I'm quite happy with the research I've got on at the moment. So getting out of this now, I might chuck this on as well just to get a little bit more research, okay? So actually, that sounds useless. That's going to cost me 1,500 research, and I'm only going to get 100, so it's going to take 15 days to get it back. Let me think about this. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'll pop it on. Okay, so the dome's looking quite constructed. It's waiting for people to go in there now. There's 2 buildings left over there that still need constructing. They're low on, let me have a look at what they're low on. Concrete, they're low on electronics and concrete and metals. Okay, so let me just have a look and see if I can bring over some more metals and concrete for them. Okay, I'm surprised that they haven't actually put much on that depot there. It's like they've just taken it over. Nope, they haven't started unloading the spaceship properly. Okay, so they're still quite busy, my robot army. They will be getting to this as I change priority to it, to allow them to know what I want them to build the most, okay? So as you see, they've built quite a few of these wind turbines, and they're making a pretty good start on getting into near their batteries at the moment over there. Okay, so quite a solid structure in place, sucking up all of the minerals and resources on Mars to supply them up into that dome over there, okay? Adding up some more dumping grounds around here. I see my spaceship is ready to go back, but I'm going to leave it there for now. Oh, one of these might have to go back soon so I can keep pulling out more. I think I'll send out the one over in the bottom left corner here. That one. That one is actually fully refueled. I'm going to launch that one into space. I can land more in its place. It does take quite a while to go back to Earth. I think you can only have 4 out at once. So I'm going to send this back.
Milestone achieved.
Rocket on Mars. And there it goes. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so now I've got to get my first human on Mars. Okay, so I'm going to call out some humans as soon as I keep scanning these areas for research. The humans actually will be next. I do need to repair that, but I also need to build the final things within that dome now. I see a robot's bringing over supplies slowly. He only needs 1 more metal to complete that one now. So he's gone to pick up that 1 metal. I wonder if he can find it. There he goes, he's got it now. And here he comes with it. Okay, so he's going to bring that metal over here and start constructing a security station. So there's our security station up and running. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So full surveillance on the civilians inside of the dome too.
Sector scanned.
Okay, let's
Anomaly
click over
found.
here on this one. It's the electronics store. It needs 3 electronics to actually construct it. I should have electronics in this space shuttle over here. I may need to go over there and pop up a little bit of an actual transport to go and pick up them supplies, but the robots will be busy setting up this actual dome here as we continue forward and get this dome completely constructed. Okay, so I may need to actually go ahead and call out another space shuttle with some supplies in it in the way of electronics. Let me just have a look at what I've got left here in the way of electronics. So nothing left in that space shuttle. They've milked that one dry. And this one does actually have 30 electronics in it. So what I'll do is I can change the priority on this particular one here. And get them to build that one next. Okay, so I do just need to pick up these electronics out of the spaceship here essentially. I think these robots might be
Sector
going to pick up these
scanned.
electronics
Anomaly
up here. Look at
found.
that.
Select
Now
a sector
I'll
to
come over
scan.
here. Oh, no, they're actually busy. So they're actually going to repair this as well. So I did record, but they will be getting over here to the electronics store shortly. So I'm going to continue in the map overview, go around here and keep scanning up these sectors. Okay, so I think I'll keep going down here. I've found another couple of anomalies around the base. I need to get my explorer out onto them. Okay, as I go in here, check it out. Yeah, this game's not too bad. It's a bit of a break from other regular games, that's for sure. Pulling out this RC rover. Okay, this one actually commands the drones. The RC Explorer actually analyzes anomalies, so I'm going to go ahead and send this particular vehicle over to the anomaly here and check it out as soon as it auto saves here. So I've done a few broadcasts on this particular game. I'm a pretty huge fan of Mars itself. The more you play it, the more addicted you do get. It's definitely a good setup I've got here for people who are looking to get into surviving Mars in the way that it'll actually help you to learn how to build everything. So as you see, they've built the electronics store. Everything's all ready to move into Earth here, move our Earthlings into the dome. So as you see, it's requesting people. I'm going to go ahead and call out another actual resupply of a passenger rocket here. Okay, so as you see, I've still got 21,000 million left. I'm going to call in a passenger rocket. Okay, I can choose quite a few specializations here, so I'm thinking I'll just go all youth, 19 to 32 year olds in this particular experiment. Okay, so they're not too young or not too old, I'm thinking. In particular, so it'll do its best to find those. I think there's no guarantee that I'll get those. I would like to try and search for some scientists, some security, some botanists, a medic, and that should be about what I'm after there in specialization. I'm just looking for, it doesn't really matter what sex they are, male or female I guess. We'll go some perks here. It's not going to matter what perks they've got really. We do have a casino. We got all sorts of things to keep them amused. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and set up exactly how many people I want it to find. So how many is it? Let's see. Matching colonists, 161 out of 252, but I can only fit 12. Okay, so there's only 12 that are able to come, and there's 48 available residences. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this. So I'm going to bring 12 from that criteria that I've chosen, and I'll land them near the dome here. So as soon as they travel over from Earth, so as you see, they're at 7% of the voyage at the moment. So I'm going to request a lot of maintenance around all of these areas so I don't have low air or low power or anything. I probably would like a little bit more air around.
Our initial spectrographic analysis confirmed it. Chromium. To find such a rich deposit of such a rare metal. Important was an understatement.
Okay, so I can get an engineering research boost of 10%, or I can exploit the deposit, which is a deep rare metals deposit. Okay, so those rare metals actually provide money in the game, so I'm really liking the sound of that. I think it's a little bit far away though to go ahead and set up a deep rare metals deposit, so I'm thinking I might study the chromium deposit and get the research boost.
Sector scanned.
Okay, so I'm just sending my robot over to the next anomaly. It actually wasn't as far as I thought, sadly. I think I could have actually gone over and turned that into a deep metal excavation site now, but it's not going to matter much because the research boost of 10% is going to increase our research overall, which will make us more advanced. So as you see, I've got quite a few little explorations over this way to do. I've got full battery on the Explorer. I'm going to send it over. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. This is some amazing snow-like feature I found over here on the map. I've never seen this on Mars before. I'm going to send it over to scan it. There's quite a bit of metal around this area, or maybe it's a rare metal deposit or something to that effect in the ice. But it's a very rare region of Mars that we've located over here. As it gets dark, I will be sending that rover over to see what's actually in there. I mean the Explorer, it's called. So going back to the base,
Sector
I'm
scanned.
going to quickly call in those Earthlings as soon as I check out this sector down here, because they're not quite arrived from Earth yet. So as soon as they arrive, I'll be settling in my first human colony on this planet for this episode and teaching you how to send them into the dome. Okay, so checking out these particular anomalies around here. There's about 4 around here. It's only taken a little bit of battery to travel all the way around here. As I scan this section up over here, I've got a couple of sections to scan up, so as I said, I'm going to get around all of these. These are going to be great research points in the making. So I've already got this one lined up next. This key looks vital to getting ahead in this game to me. So, you know, as I said, it's I think my 4th playthrough of this game. This particular key
Breakthrough
here,
discovered.
you know, oh, as you've seen, breakthrough discovered, dry farming on that last one. So that'll actually be pretty sick. Let's see what that does. Oh, what's this? Colonists have space rehabilitation. Colonists have a 50% chance to lose a floor on their journey to Mars. Okay, so I guess that makes them better people on their journey. I'll just see what my other breakthrough is here. Dry farming. So that looks pretty sick. Water requirements of crops is reduced by 50%. So the Earthlings won't be using as much water when they move into the dome. Or colonists have a 50. I think I prefer more water for them in the dome, just from a survival sort of point of view. I don't really care about their floors when they arrive in the dome anyway, so maybe I'll put some research into that later. I'll take off the constant 24 degrees Celsius and see how they go in the actual natural condition in the environments of harsh Mars. As I get back to checking these other anomalies,
Sector scanned.
I
Anomaly
see my
found.
colonists are ready to move in, but I'm going to research these. I'm going to get these anomalies and then send my robot back and then call out my space rocket of Earthlings, okay, into the dome over there. As you see, that green bar sliding along there, analysing this particular anomaly.
Anomaly analyzed.
That's given us new techs available for research. Finding another anomaly over here, as well as a couple of other deposits and that laying around. It's quite crucial to getting ahead in this game, exploring those particular anomalies. Now I'm going to pull in the Earthlings, okay? While I get around and do that, I'll send them straight into that
Vehicle
door.
battery low.
Okay, I better check on that low battery after I watch this land. Okay, so calling out the colonists. Here they come.
Full of
Making a
hope and
gentle
determination,
landing.
the first founders have set foot on the Red Planet.
They're in. Okay, let's see. Let's watch them go in.
Milestone achieved.
They're at Founders Nest.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed. New colonists have arrived.
So they're actually going straight to the apartment there. We've got quite a host of different people walking in. So there goes our first 12 into the dome. Okay, we'll be sure to check up on their progress. But I'm going to keep my rover, my explorer I mean. I always go, oh, it's the real low battery, I need to get it back to the power grid. I don't know if it's going to make it. Okay, it could run out of battery, meaning I need to send another one out to charge it up. Okay, so I really have to do that though. I've been pretty lucky. It might be able to make it on the battery it's got left. Let's see. It looks like it's real low on battery. It could run out at any time, that particular robot. Now this one's going over. I'm sending that one straight over to the power cable. Uh-oh, it's ran out of power. I'm going to have to send the other one down to charge it up. Okay, so...
Sector scanned.
So I've done the research on the low G turbines now, so that's pretty sick. I think they do upgrade. Yeah, it looks like they do upgrade. There we go. I can upgrade them for 2 polymers each. At the moment, the power's going pretty good. I'll just do 2 of them. That'll increase their production quite a bit. Okay, and I can upgrade them more later if we start to run out of power. But at the moment, that's looking fantastic. So giving them all a bit of an upgrade actually, why not? I think I've got plenty of polymer on that spaceship anyway. Now I'm going to have to work on a way to get this battery healed up on this particular vehicle over here, okay? So I've sent this one over near it. I'm going to send it straight at it. There we go, it's actually charging it up, which is pretty cool. So if you ever run out of batteries in any of your robots and they become unoperational, there you go, you can actually send out that particular robot to charge up their batteries. So the rover, it's called. Okay, so we've got our first human on Mars. Let's see what they're up to. Let's slow them down and check them out. See if they go into the casino or what are they up to in the town at the moment. It looks like it's night time. They're probably in bed, but I see a lot of them standing around the grocer actually. I'm just going to zoom in on the grocer. It looks like they're quite busy buying stuff at the grocer, so that's pretty cool. So they seem to be settling in pretty nicely. So I'm going to go and check on my Explorer and get it back onto another couple of anomalies soon too. As you see, they've actually got their own little supply crate that's starting to build up from the grocer for food, and the hydroponic farms are the base of that, so I'd recommend putting those up. You can choose what sort of, like whether you grow leaf crops, microgreens or wheatgrass. Okay, so I'd probably recommend growing leaf crops. Microgreens are pretty cool too. It's a hard choice. Next time I'll be sure to build 3 so I can choose wisely. Okay. But this time I'll go microgreen. What wheatgrass? I don't know. It's not going to matter much. Okay, wheatgrass on that one. That's fine. Okay, so leaf crops and wheatgrass this time round. Okay, it looks like they produce quite a bit of food. As you see there, they're quite cool. So we actually do have a botanist, I think, that works in that as well. So as you see, that one's quite green compared to the other one. So it's changing a few settings on those. Okay, so they do actually make both of those. Changing it to leaf crops so they actually yield more food out of the leaf crops I notice here as I go through this. Okay, so setting those up properly now. We do have a worker in them and I'm setting that up now. Looks like we only have enough botanist for one of them. So just setting up the shift that they'll be on there. Goal morning. So first shift on both of those. Okay, so there are quite a few things you can change with the colony if you zoom in and that sort of thing. At the moment, we've got 8 days left of founder stage, so the key to it will be making it through without any power outages, electricity outages, water outages, or any other little problems like air outages. Okay, so we don't want them suffocating inside of the dome over there, that's for sure. As you see, we've got quite a bit of water around the base. I need to get my Explorer that's now fully charged over to this anomaly. Sending that one over there now. So that's pretty cool. He'll make his way over now, fully charged on battery. He seems to be a bit slow. I'll speed him up. I'm zoomed right out on the map, so he's got quite a distance. As you see, no one's died or anything out of the community of Earthlings that are food, out of the population, with the grocer and the farm set up and that in there for them. They're going to become self-sufficient actually. The way that I've built this dome here is actually tip number 6. So make sure you build something that's sufficient in food so that the people actually don't ever cry out hungry and that sort of thing. So as you see, we've got the casino there. They go in there. It's quite busy. Looks like the local thing to do, go into the jackpot slots and have a spin and win. Okay, so 3 out of 4 of them people that I was watching went into the casino. How's about that, eh? So I used to have a space bar. If you want to check that out, you're welcome to see it in my other episodes. I'm going to get over there to that anomaly and see how that's going. So that one's nearly... He's finally over there now, actually. Analysing this particular anomaly. As you see, he's got the scanner out, this particular robot, given that magnifying glass a good thorough searching.
Research complete.
So research complete on the low G drives. Okay, I'll scan this anomaly. What is this new research that I've unlocked? Where is it? I think I might go the water tower for the middle of the dome. Yeah, I love those. I did build one of those in one of my previous episodes. It does actually drastically reduce the water consumption of the dome. At the moment though, that's not a major concern because I do have a lot of water. So yeah, I think I'll just avoid that. Let me go down and see what this new blueprint research that I've got done down here is. So let me go down and right. And extractor amplification. So increase production of power by 25%. But also consumption. No, I'm not keen. Okay. I only have 2 research on at the moment. Let me see. I think I'll just add space rehabilitation to it too. So next time I do call out colonists, they will be a little bit flawless. And we'll see how that goes, adding that into the dome. It's just something different, as well as a bit of Earth-Mars initiative. And subsurface heating, back to that one again, so that way they stay at a constant Celsius of 24 degrees. Okay, so backing out of this now and scanning back into this anomaly at top speed, it still appears the Earthlings have an
Sector scan. Select a sector to scan.
Okay,
Breakthrough
I've
discovered.
actually found a breakthrough called foot vibrations, as I need to actually scan more sectors. Okay, so scanning up these particular sectors that are explorable first will be quite advantageous, as I can't really make it up the hill without building a tunnel. Okay, I do know how to build those. Let me go and check on this breakthrough while they go ahead. Actually, let me get that that Explorer back to base before it runs out of battery again, and keep that a full charge. We'll probably have to go the other way, I'm thinking. As you see, quite a busy setup here. I'll see if they can survive the 8 days in the dome alive in this particular episode. I think they can. I'm just looking at the bit of this needs a repair. So I'm looking at the water system itself. going to repair all of that before we sit down there. I see that looks really dusty and weathered. A couple of those water tanks need repair too, so I'm just going to request a repair on all of those. Everything in the whole base, I'm actually prioritising up for repair, so that is pretty cool how we are quite self-sufficient with the robot community as they build. So I see this concrete extractor is actually looking like it's about to break down. It's got so much smoke out. A couple of them are looking a little bit worse than around. Might activate or request maintenance on those as well for the robot drone. Okay.
Resources are low.
Popping up another concrete depot over here in case I need to come over later, so two of them will do. Okay, so zooming back out and checking out what my survivors are up to inside of the dome. After I check out this, see this is looking a little bit full here at the back, so I need to put somewhere where they can unload that concrete too. I need to repair up a couple of these solar generators as well. As you've seen, they've popped out from the harsh conditions of Mars. I'm going to request a repair on all of those as well. So as you see, the resources are looking good. Everything's looking shiny and brand new. It's important to repair up all of the different things in your base so that way they don't break down on the survivors who live inside. So as you see, hitting super fast forward here, it appears I'm low on a particular resource, metals. Okay, so I'm going to actually continue exploring around the bases to find metals deposits. So I don't really need rare metals, I need regular metals really. If I don't find many, I can easily call out another actual spaceship to actually settle in. So as you see, the Martian colony is settling in pretty nicely over
Cable
there.
fault reported.
We've got a cable fault here, so let's have a little look around at where that might have came from. I may have been struck by a meteor, or maybe, well, it's getting repaired. Look at that, the robots are all over it. Now, I do need to make sure I keep enough metal up so they can keep repairing all of this stuff. So I might call out another spaceship full of metal for it, with just a couple of polymers and electronics parts, I guess. But I'm going to call out, because I've got quite a bit. I think I'll make it nearly all metals with just a couple of the other parts. Okay, so maxing that out, I'm going to launch that one from Earth to Mars.
Sector scanned.
So they've actually been living inside of the dome for 3 days now. It is not a problem. In the world there, as you see, walking around in fast forward, they particularly like to visit the dome. The robots come in and add food as well, so that's where that food comes from for the grocer there. It actually gets produced, okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is definitely the kind of setup you want to be going with if you want to keep the survivors alive once they hit the dome. Okay, so a lot of people can have some hiccups where the survivors might get sick or ill or may not have food and this or that. So at the moment they've got no complaints, things are looking good. As you see, the hydroponic farms have grown pretty nicely. They're now overgrowing the sides in that one that the botanist is in. It's just increased as well. It's really taken off. That particular hydroponic farm is looking fantastic how it's going. Okay, so I'm going to wait till this next metal spaceship's ready to launch in. As you see, them research wind turbines are looking sensational over there, spinning around, making electricity. Couple of storage batteries are looking a little bit worse for wear, but I see the robots are getting around fixing those at the moment. I just repaired one up over there. Okay, so making sure they get the job done there. I see the Stirling generators down here, requesting maintenance. Is key to keeping the power operation up. So as you see, we've got a full casino and everything in the dome. So this setup on Mars is actually fully running that whole setup. And those people in that dome seem quite happy at the moment, to me. I'm not sure they are happy. We'd have to
Cable fault reported.
There they are. and they're actually going over and dancing at the lake. Look at that. It looks to me like they're pretty happy. They're actually doing some sort of strange dance or exercise down near the lake. Okay, so this one's sitting down, chilling out, checking out the lake. Now this one's sitting down, checking out the apartment and all of the different stuff inside of the dome there. So as you see, they look quite content. They are quite self-sufficient. So we do have like colonists working inside of the Mars dome there on a regular basis. Okay, building up a couple more.
Building a new home on an alien world,
shuttle hub,
that takes guts,
so
to say the least.
Stuff in. So as you see here, that's all good. We're happy with that.
Milestone achieved.
So we've actually produced food, and we're building our own shuttle hub now. I hope I have enough resources to do this.
Sector scanned.
It houses and refuel shuttles that facilitate different runs around the area and allows me to bring in resources and ship passengers from here to another dome. I'm not sure if I need that because I won't be...
Research complete.
At the moment. I'm only going to build one dome for today's episode and fully build it up and bring in more survivors and that sort of thing. Keep the one dome going will be the key to, you know, building up a successful one, I'd say. So call it my next ship here. We're scanning a new sector that's absolutely loaded with water as well over there. 10,000 water. But I'm laughing, I've got at least 22,000 water in this sector. So things are looking up in the way of survivability at the moment for my colonists. So as I said back in tip number 1, do make sure that you do choose a good landing pad for your shuttle. So you don't want to be landing in an area that's low on all of these resources, or you will be running scarce, okay? So as you see, research complete, hygroscopic evaporators are complete now, so I can upgrade the moisture evaporators and make them have a higher output now. So there's one of them there, and I'm going to upgrade that one there, okay? So that'll be producing more vaporized air, I think it is, okay? Keeping all of this stuff repaired up and everything around here, upgrading it all, and that 2-hour research is the key to getting ahead at this game as well. So tip number 7 is not only exploring the map around you well, as back in tip number 3, but also keeping your research spot on, okay? So your man Altier giving you 7 tips to secure a better base on Mars, okay? I think I'll just go, require less fuel. No, I don't need that. Let me check out, yeah, maybe water reclamation. Oh, actually, domes restore sanity. Let's do that. It looks like we do have a lake in our dome, and yeah, well, that would make them pretty happy, I'm thinking. So I'm going to help them with a breakthrough and give them some good vibrations, okay? So that'll restore sanity to them. So who knew that emitting a low-level vibration could affect the human psyche in such a way? Okay, so okay, it looks like we're going to hit them with some vibrations. The robots. And we're hoping it makes them happy. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we hit these ones with that particular vibration. Okay. So that's pretty awesome, I reckon. Just looking through the colonists, so we've got one here, Duo Ling. Where is he? Can I find him? Let's see. Duo Ling.
Sector scanned.
A trained botanist dreaming of a green Mars. So he's actually resting in the apartments. At the moment, his workplace is the infirmary. I'm not sure why he's working in the infirmary. We need to move him to
Crop failure reported.
Hydroponic farm over there. Okay, so for some reason I've accidentally set up him over here. Okay, so let me see if I can undo that and set him over there. Okay, so setting him up to work there. He's all happy there now and that. Lara Titwa. Okay, where's she? Colleen Carson. Okay, we've got a few getting around. There's Colleen. Okay, let's follow Colleen around. Where'd she go? into the casino, okay? So she's actually going in the casino, I think. Okay, so things are looking cool here inside of the dome, as you can see. We've got Lara Titchmark down here. She's a scientist. She also works in the hospital, okay? So I'm going to set her up to the research lab. So this is the other thing that it really pays off to have the right colonists with the right specialties in the correct buildings. So that'll increase the production. And as you've seen with one of our hydroponic gardens over there, it started to grow like quite an artwork of botany over it instead of a regular one, okay? So that's how things go. The colonist is working in this building. We've moved the scientist into the research lab now. So Lara Titavo has moved in, okay? I'm a little low on metals again. I do have this shuttle ready to land that I caught all the way from Earth earlier, I believe. So Lara is actually going over to the research centre. Oh no, she's going for a bit of a walk down around the lake, into the apartment. Maybe
Sector scanned.
Through the casino on the side there, okay? So I found 12,000 water in Sector A8. Got 3 days left of founder stage here, so still completely no problems with civilization. I better go and check on the power supplies and make sure like everything's looking brand new, okay? So have a look around here. I'm repairing it anyway. Okay, I think I'll put in a drone hub, so that way they can fully recharge themselves like the robots. So I'll pop that up over here, and that'll also act as kind of like a command center with a low radius, okay? So I think my next shuttle is ready to launch, to land soon. Oh, actually I think I landed that one. Let me see, it looks like I'm low on metal again. I better pull out some more metal. So I'll return back another space shuttle. Still in generator looks sick. As you see, water parks, galore, apartment buildings, casino, the infirmary is looking good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everyone's working in here at the moment. The 12 colonists seem very happy. I'm hitting super fast forward on this. As soon as I make sure Zoya actually works in the infirmary. So she's actually the one I want in there. Okay. Maybe I should. Oh, well, this guy actually is in the right place. See, these are regular people. I'm happy with this. This is all fine. Okay, so let me go ahead and have a little look at the explorations and see how they're looking. Okay, I want to get some more research done, and so I'm scanning into as well as finding that are around the map here. So I think I might have found one up there, but it's quite a distance. Okay, so scanning around here, I might even think about building a tunnel if I can find probably metals up there on that mountain, I'm thinking. So it looks like I've moved down in the valley near all the water, so that's pretty cool. I'm happy with this. I better check on them 3 buildings not working and hit super fast forward on this so I can get through these last 2 days and 21 hours, as you see, ticking down. The base is
Sector scanned.
here. I could have easily built a couple of these, to be honest, but I am demonstrating and trying to make sure I get everything spot on. So as you see, I've got the air supplies, the water supplies, the electrical supplies, and all piped up and linked up into the dome here to provide all the electricity. I'm looking for some people that work in the electronics store, okay, so they're trying to hide from me. I'm having to pan around quite a bit here to look for them. I'm thinking about calling out a couple more into the colony, so they can have a party over there in the casino. Okay, so I'm thinking I might actually call out some more people into this dome in this episode here and fill it up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna have to launch one of these ones back, and I'm waiting for a couple to refuel. So I think it's the other one that's refueled over there. I can actually call one in anyway, so I'll call in another passenger rocket. Hang on. International Mars mission has to make sure the colony is sustainable before allowing more colonists to come to Mars. Make sure the founders are supplied with water, oxygen, and food for 10 days. Okay, so we need to wait the 10 days, then I can call it out. So closing this down and fast forwarding through the 2 days and 10 hours. So I'm going to just zoom in on the dome here and give you a look at them. As they get around, okay, so it's all set up perfectly. As you see, none of those, all of those colonists with specialties are all in their correct profession. As you see, there's this one over here on the left, this hydroponic farm, starting to grow a little bit. The one over here on the right with the wheatgrass is looking absolutely immaculate. So I think it's just because this one's growing mixed leaf or something and this one's growing wheatgrass that they look so much different. But one of these does have a pointness that works, you know. As you can see, it's quite a nice setup.
It's a rough life here on Mars. You can't prepare for addiction.
Okay, so Lara Titova has become an alcoholic. Okay, so let's have a look at that. There she is. And she's got the whole army following her. As she goes into the apartments, okay, so she's been drinking up. That's for sure. So, you know, I thought that the casino wouldn't have any alcohol in there, but it did. So, look, last time I just had the Sky Bar. Since they do have alcohol in the casino, I'd probably recommend building a casino too. So that'd be tip number 8. Build a casino instead of a Sky Bar. Okay, you can have a Sky Bar as well, but I think they'll be getting a lot more addicted to the alcohol. Okay, so as you see here, the apartments are pretty cool, and everyone's quite busy. The 12 survivors, I'm calling them now, that have arrived from Earth and lived in there for, this is their 9th day. Their 9th day on the planet, and not a complaint amongst them. So having a look over here, I see one thing's in need of repair here. It's the Stirling generator. I do want to make sure everything's kept repaired up. So just
Sector scan.
Maintenance over there on that one at the moment. As you see here, the civilization's going beautifully. So this building has malfunctioned. Drones can repair it with one polymer. Okay, it could be a little bit low on polymer, let me check. I think I got the easy polymer, that'll be right. I can call in another shuttle if I want, but I'm happy just to look at them getting around here on ultra fast forward for the next day in 9 hours, okay? So nearly on their last day of survival now. As you can see, they're quite busy over there at the grocer. We'll go over there and have a bit of a closer look. Keeping fully supplied up on all of these little goodies around town. So as you see, they're quite busy at the grocer.
For the first time, a human has been born on Mars.
Oh wow, we've got our
It's
first
truly a
Martian
unique
born.
miracle.
Okay, I'll check that out. I don't think it's going to show me the Martian born, but I can have a bit of a look. Under milestones here, I'm hitting quite a few. Next up, I'm going to research a breakthrough, okay? So number 1 is a breakthrough, so that'll be getting researched next anyway, so then I will actually complete that next evaluation. So those are pretty cool, and then I'll be getting evaluated actually. So let's get back into it. On super fast forward, I've only got like 1 day left. I'm thinking about putting a skylight outside of the dome so they can see the nighttime sky sampling inside of the dome. So let's put up a lamp on the outside. Looking through all of the things to build here at the moment. As you can see, there's quite a few. There it is, a projector lamp. I'm going to face that at the dome. Apparently it provides, let me read, makes the Martian night a little brighter, okay, so placing a couple of them dotted around towards the dome to make it a little bit brighter outside the dome at nighttime form, okay. Salvaging that one. I really want to face that right at the dome, as you can see there.
Sector scanned.
So quite happy with that. Okay, that's enough of those. I want to just check on my stuff and make sure it doesn't need repairing at the moment, as I am nearly about to hit the 10th day, okay, of actually found a ship where my survivors are surviving. Okay, so not a hiccup this time. As I said, I wanted to get back to you with a series without any sick, dead and suffering. So if you tune into it towards the end of last episode, I think I have like an epidemic. So I think 16 of them die. So as you can see, this time not a problem in the world. I think they're actually going to be getting some research done this time called good vibrations. And the people are going to be very happy, okay? So, at the moment, none of my buildings are looking like they need much of a repair. The whole area seems to be looking pretty well lit up. Repairing these ones here, obviously they've got a big repair symbol above their head, so getting a bit of priority onto them. I knew to be trying to send something
Cable fault reported
towards day 10 to try and test me. Okay, so I do need 1 metal to repair this cable voltage. As you see, it hasn't actually affected the people in the colony with the setup I've got either way. As I said, in one of my previous tips, I've laid around the stuff separately, so if a meteor did hit, it probably wouldn't take out the whole supply of a particular thing.
Resources are low.
Water and that sort of thing scattered around in different locations. So at the moment I'm low on polymers again. They are very scarce on the Mars landscape, so we do order most of the polymers in through Space Shuttle, okay? So that's probably tip number... I've lost track of how many tips I've given this episode, but look, you know, if you have any questions about any of what I'm doing, as you see, I'm pulling in a whole heap of polymers, okay? As I said, they are really rare. You need a polymer production facility. You can get one of those through the prefab buildings, but you need to actually set it all up properly and have someone that works in there and so forth. I could actually send over a polymer factory. It does actually produce polymer from water and fuel. I think I will send one of those over as well this time, okay? So I'll test out how this polymer factory goes and start trying to produce a little bit of polymer myself, okay? So I don't have to be relying on that the whole time. I might even send over I might send 3 over, I think. I'd like to send over 3 different buildings there, as well as a heap of polymer. So the 3 buildings I'm going to get is the machine parts factory, the electronics factory, and the polymer factory. Okay, if I build all 3 of those, I'll be able to generate all 3 of the resources. But the thing is, I need machine parts from metals for that one, so there's no point with that. Let me check electronics. What do I need for that? Electronics from rare metals. Okay, so it looks like polymer. I might have to call in machine parts and electronics, but I may be able to cut down on polymer production. Okay, so I'm going to call that one out and max out my polymer. Okay, that is max. So still 18,330 million. Nearly day 10. The survivors are happy in there. Okay, very happy this time, I might add. Okay, I'm going to call out some more colonists. Okay, I don't really care how they actually come out. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose a specialization on one of these. I think I'd like an engineer this time. And these guys, a geologist, actually works in extractor buildings, and they're a specialist at it. So I don't think I really need that. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch that. So another 12 survivors coming my way. So I've got 54 on the criteria from last time. So I'm sending that over.
Sector scanned.
I've actually found something unique over in Sector D4. It looks like metal. Metal and something else. I'm not sure what. Concrete, actually, it is. Yeah, concrete. Concrete and metal. We'll be scanning further into those areas to try and work out what's hiding up in the mountains near the base there. So we may be building an underground tunnel in future episodes. We'll have to wait and see how we go with the whole thing. Okay? So quite a sensor grid going on over here outside of the dome. It's looking pretty good. This setup's going a long way. I'm going to request a few repairs on these batteries and so forth over this way. I'm actually, I think, past day 10 now. I'm not sure, but I've actually made it past day 10 on the founders. Things are looking good in the colony. I'm going to introduce some new colonists into the video before I call it a wrap, okay? So basically this one here's got, let's see, 55, 57%. So I'm calling in 2 rockets. I can actually drop those 2 rockets. I only have 2 left here now at the moment. So I'll be dumping a couple rockets down fresh for a little landing. Okay, I'm going to start with...
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
oh, sweet. I found another anomaly. It looks like I'm going to need a tunnel to get up there and find that one. I thought as much.
Humankind might be on the verge of a new golden age, and we have to be the ones who ride the crest of that wave.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay. I can travel down this way a little bit easier, but I may build a tunnel. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to build the tunnel. I have worked out how to build the tunnel. I'm just going to go ahead and research more up into the mountain and build a tunnel up there and start exploring that section while I wait for the Earthlings to arrive in their shuttle before I introduce my second dozen into the dome. Okay, so there'll be 24 people in the dome. Okay, so this is the opening of the tunnel here. This is where we'll go in. Okay, and now I'll set up where we'll come out. Okay, so I'm going to come out. I'm thinking over there a little bit, maybe? I don't know, like, how far can I come out? See, but the good thing about the tunnels is you can actually link electricity into them. They are quite expensive. They do cost 30 machine parts, 20 metals and 80 concrete to build, but as long as you've got the resources, you can pretty much tunnel your way out into the top of the mountain here, as you see. So I'll just go to something that's not too away from the working drone commander. I'm not sure if it all could be. Maybe if I go to the far left here. Not sure how I'm going to be able to get my drone commander up into this area, but I think I'll just lay it there so that way they come out over there. So I'm hoping that my drone commander can
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Okay, so scanning another sector up there, there's a lot of research hidden up on the top of that mountain. I'm pretty keen to get up there and start exploring it. I'm laying around tunnel entrances to get up there, okay? So that one there, I was hoping would work, but it actually isn't gonna. Okay, so trying to set these up so that they do run through There we go. I think that'll run through. I'm going to set that up. It does say it's too far from the working commander, but I'm pretty sure I can just start building.
Meteor shower incoming.
I do hope I've got enough materials. I should do. There is a
The first colonists are all gamblers coming to Mars. It's the ultimate roll of the dice.
Okay, so they're definitely becoming gamblers in there, and we've got a casino for them too. So they're pretty happy, and I'm going to bring in some more, okay? So they're finally ready to move into the dome. I'm going to bring them in. I might slow them down a bit so we can watch these ones run in. Okay, so these will be the 24 survivors. I'm going to land some resources over here too, so that I can work on that tunnel, so I can get up on top of that mountain to start to explore it. So as you see here, calling in a couple of fresh shuttles, your man Altair, meteor storm incoming. I'm hoping it doesn't hit our nice base that we've got built up here. So as you see, farming Mars to provide the power for this particular dome, and calling in more colonists. So zooming in here they come, the second batch of fresh colonists, okay, in their spacesuits, jumping down for joy. Okay, there will be 12 in total. So I'll go to the front gate and we'll watch them as they come in and take off their spacesuits, and let's see who we've got this time. Yes, who are we introducing into the dome? Let's see, we've got a girl, a guy.
New colonists have arrived.
Spacesuits, white spacesuits, blue, red. Okay, we've got a few guys coming in.
Crop failure reported.
A couple of girls coming in. And I think it's another guy, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's just say 12 more have arrived inside of the dome now. So things are about to get a lot busier inside the dome. Okay, so there's now 24 people that have actually came from Earth to Mars. So I see we've got a crop failure, so no edible food. So I might go ahead and plant some farms on the outside of the dome to deal with that as well. Okay, so I'm not sure how they managed to eat all the food out of that particular farm. Okay, it's come up and told me we've got a meteor on the way. We've also got a few other problems on Mars. So meteors are extremely common. They do just hit around the area, and they are a constant threat. Okay, so pretty happy with that. That's fine. We know how to deal with meteors. There's also dust devils, form in hot gases near the ground and rise quickly through a small pocket of cooler, low-pressure gases above. It says here they become a vortex of the dust, and particles caught by these gases and form a visible pillar that moves and twists. Martian dust devils can be up to 50 times as wide and 10 times as high as dust devils on Earth. And they pose a threat to any technology within their vicinity, as they tend to cover everything around them with dust. Okay, so there you have it. We've also got cold waves and dust storms as well. So Martian, it gets freezing, and they get it gets really cold, and an actual cold wave can appear. It's literally a short warning period where the temperature will drop. Okay, so that's where we do need to keep them at a constant temperature if we live in a place that has cold waves. So I'd say down near where I was looking earlier in this episode, where it had the ice, that's actually where it's looking, you'd be getting cold waves down near there, I'd say. But at the moment, things are going along pretty nicely. We do have a disaster starting in 2 days, but as you can see, we've moved in the 24 colonists. Everything's running smoothly. This episode's a complete success as far as I'm concerned. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments after the video. I'll be sure to get back to them once I go offline and all of that. Okay, I've been quite busy, as you've seen, setting up all of this dome and that, so I haven't had time to do anything really. I'm changing a couple of personalization settings, so just a skin color on the dome there. So got this dome looking pretty schmick, okay, and quite advanced. I'm going to repair these buildings over here and leave you to it. Your man Altair, just requesting that bit of maintenance I need. If you are new to the channel, make sure to drop us a big thumbs up and subscribe. All of my fellow viewers, thanks for viewing, and be sure to check out all of my future updates. I'll put up a pretty sick COD massacre earlier that you might want to check out. I also put up a couple more on this Surviving Mars game as well, so if you want to see a couple of disasters, check out my previous episodes. They have been well built, but eventually there are a couple of problems, so it's good to know about all of the problems you can, so that way you know how to fix them in this game, because it throws a lot of problems at you, okay? So it's a bit of a problem solver. If you need any other tips and tricks, do let me know. Your man Alt here, signing out, okay? So thanks for watching.